Hi, Henry.
So thank you very much for helping us tonight.
Thank you for the opportunity.
You're from Salford CIC.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about Salford CIC, why it was established?
So as named, Salford Hong Kong as a CIC, so we are building a community for Hong Kongers in Salford. We are trying to foster a supportive and inclusive community here, so that we are not just having a network of Hong Kongers, but to integrate into the local network as well.
So do you know roughly how many Hong Kong people are there in Salford?
We try to get a figure from them, but not an official figure. But from my observation, so I'm quite sure that we do have most Hong Kongers in Salford, maybe the top 3 in Greater Manchester.
Yeah, I think I can see there are a lot of Hong Kong people there.
Sure.
So do you think they're settling well?
Yes, I do think we settle quite well, but to be honest, it's like half and half. Some really settling quite well with their fluent English, with their ability to work, but some they might be a little bit aged, so they don't speak the language, they don't have friends here, so they might need some help and support. Yeah.
So how would you help those people?
So I would say language is the most important part. We want to, we refer them to some ESO English classes so that they equip themselves with fluent English, so they can make new friends here, they can find new job. Yeah, that is the first thing we do. Secondly, we are organizing regular activities so that they can engage in social activities to build their network, to enjoy their life here in the UK, and not just with Hong Kong people, with local people as well.
That's very meaningful. Hi, Mayuk. So thank you very much for your help today. You brought us 4 local participants. Can you introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, my name is Mei Yu. I originally came from Hong Kong in 1998, just after the handover to China. The first 2 years I came here as an art student in London. And then later on I found a job in the community centre in Manchester, so I moved to here. Since then I have been working in different organisations, public sector and private sectors as well. And in recent years, I am aware that quite a lot of Hong Kongers migrated to the UK with the BNO visa. And then I was working with the church, a local church, and I said to the church, look, there are quite a lot of Hong Kong coming to the UK. I think we need to do something, especially there was a request about Cantonese speaking service or congregation in Stockholm. And at that time, it was in 2022, end of 2022, there was nothing Cantonese in Stockholm. So I said to the church, we need to do something. And the church was quite encouraging. They just asked me, okay, you go ahead, do something, see what happens. So I talked to, we have an initial consultation with 3 Hong Kong families, myself and my minister. My minister is Indian minister, so he understands a bit more about being a migrant, how to adjust the life here. So we set up a Hong Kong fellowship in early 2023 in January. From 3 families, and gradually now in our WhatsApp group we have 90 people. And on average we have like 25-30 people come to our monthly service. And we also organize a social event, like have a day trip or take them to cinema or play bowling. We also run a English workshop every Friday morning to help them to improve their English and give them more confidence to speak to the local. So this is our basic program. In addition, I know that Hong Kong Welcome Hub have some funding, so I applied for it. I have twice successful, which is good. And I organized 3 mini Hong Kong Arts and Cultural Festival at the church, and also the second part I got the money to organize 12 activities, including information like how to improve our mental health, how about the funding issues in this country, and then we also have like art and craft workshops and some day trips as well. I remember once we went to Lime Park. Lime Park is a very big country house with a park, and also one of the in the basement we can dress up in the period costume. So every one of us dress up, we have hairs, we have those like Pride and Prejudice, the drama, the movie, and we all dress up. It was such a lovely day, and I was so pleased to see the Hong Kong families enjoy the British heritage, and also they make build relationship and make friends, feeling welcomed by the local church. One of the group members, Hong Kongers, they also join the community cafe every Thursday in one of our churches. So they will meet up with other people, including local people, homeless people. So they need to practice English and engage with other people, so which is quite a good way to help them to practice their English and also get to know local people. And I'm sure some of them they become friends. When we have event like a theatre event in December, they invite all of the English friends to come and join us.
So you came to UK 28 years ago. So at that time the country was very different. And I assume there weren't a lot of Hong Kong people there either. So was it difficult for you to settle?
I think the first 2 years was fine. I was an art student. I just focused on my art development, and I have quite a lot of local, not local, but international classmates. They're from like Japan, Korea, Cyprus, just different people. And I quite enjoy it. And because I'm a Christian, I also go to the church, a local church, and I get to know local people. And I think the faith community is important for migrants to start your own support system. So the church is one of the supporting systems for me. And then I think the most difficult bit is when I finished my course, moved to Manchester to start to work in a community center. It was very challenging. And challenging is the problem is I was working in a Chinese community center, and I was doing casework. Casework was really demanding. So to do with like domestic abuse, to do with child abuse, it's very serious cases. So it's really, and I don't know anybody in Manchester. I just found a job and moved to here. I know nobody. But then I got myself into a job so demanding and frustrating. But gradually, I get to know people, I make friends, I go to church, and I join other groups, and then I build the support system. And I make friends not just, and actually, funny enough, for me, I want to kind of make a break from Hong Kong. It's for personal reason. I have difficulties experience in Hong Kong, my family and work. So I wanted to have a new page. I don't want to be clinging with the Hong Kong or Chinese community. I want to be.
I've got to say, I have a problem with my voice, so I'm sorry if it won't come over very.
It's totally fine. So thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm retired. I'm a civil engineer. I have 4 sons, 4 grandsons. On my time to take now. I was invited by me. Not really, no, but I've been around the world quite a lot.
Right.
And I've met many people. I made many friends. I think it's good
Okay. Why?
because there's skills we need, people skills, also intelligence. I think all those are very valuable. Good. Very good.
What's that?
Well, friendly.
Okay.
Very friendly people.
So my name is Liz, and I moved in UK like about almost 3 years now. I just okay. So because I think Manchester is more affordable than London, and I heard that there is many Hong Kong people living here as well. So I think that would be maybe much more easier to have more friends here. So that's why. So my role is I work for children's services, and it is like family support service. So focus on the children welfare and also their well-being as well. Oh, I really love that job really. So because I was a Chinese teacher in Hong Kong, so that's why I really like to communicate with children, and I find it difficult that it is not much opportunities here to teach Chinese, but I still want to have that rapport with the young people or children, but I don't want to be a teacher anymore in here. So that's why, luckily, I found that job that for children's services. So I still got the chance to, talk to the children. Um, yeah, I think that is quite important to focus on the welfare. Yeah, a lot of. So firstly, because I was a Chinese teacher in Hong Kong, so that's why my English is not well, and English is not my first language, and I find it difficult to learn English here, especially we work full time, and then we also need to do housework. So I found it difficult to focus on learning English. So it is quite I think it is quite difficult to me. And also, um, when I homesick, and then I found it, I really struggle about it because in Manchester you can't fly back to UK anytime, and once you miss your family or friends, and then you find it difficult to sort it your emotions or your feelings. No, only me and my husband live here. Yeah, because even me found it difficult to, learn English here. So it is much more difficult for the LD family members to, adapt to the new environment, or they don't have any friendship group here. So maybe for me and my husband, maybe we can more easily to make new friends here or get more activities to do, but it is quite difficult for them, I think. Yeah, sometimes that's the point that what I struggle with. So if I got that feeling, luckily I got my husband here to support me. And if I really miss them, and maybe the next day or when the morning, I can give them a video call, and then so that we can, do some check in with each other. So maybe that can help. Try to find some activities to do because I find it difficult when, especially in winter time, and you may feel depressed when there is limited sunshine or daytime. You can find some indoor activity to do, maybe playing badminton with not only with the Hong Kong people, and you can play with the local community as well, or maybe um, it's quite difficult because because everyone is different. Everyone's hobbies is different, and it's quite hard to have the advice. But if you try to step out of your comfort zone, try to make some friends, not only Hong Kong circle, you can make some friends locally, and then maybe it will be help to express your feelings.
Yeah, my name is Ian Vines. I live in Stockport in Greater Manchester. I'm an artist and I used to organise exhibitions and I've got a training in fine art. So that's me in a nutshell.
I heard you got a Hong Kong wife. Right?
This is it. This is actually true. Yes. Yeah. We've been married for 15 years, so interesting mix of cultures. I think it's very interesting because it kind of shows you a different culture way of living. So it's, and I think it's that mixture that makes it a kind of interesting relationship. One trait about Hong Kong people, I think they're very kind of hard working.
Okay.
Yeah, very. I think they find it difficult to kind of slow down.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
We don't need that.
Whereas in this country, everything goes very, very slowly.
Right.
Or so it seems like that. What is my favourite? Probably beef noodle, actually.
Beef noodle.
Yeah,
Okay.
But that's kind of like if I have one thing, that's probably it. But I do try other things as well. Yeah. So the worst food, I think probably chicken feet.
Chicken feet.
Yeah, chicken feet. It's just the idea. Chicken feet. Yeah. And I suppose I have a problem with Cantonese desserts.
Oh.
Because they always seem like the starter, like red bean soup.
Yeah.
It feels like something you should be starting with rather than finishing with.
Right.
But having said that, I'm saying that from a very traditional English point of view.
Okay.
So probably my fault. I mean, I've met quite a lot of them in Stockport and Manchester, and I think on the whole, I think they're integrating quite well. It's interesting to see the process because it's almost. I mean, I've been to Hong Kong a number of times, so I can sort of see it from both perspectives, and there are obviously kind of huge differences. I mean, I think going back to the kind of work ethic, I mean, a lot of them, I think, I suppose, I mean, the vast majority I've met are really nice people, really polite, really very polite. I mean, I think maybe the Hong Kong work ethic is still kind of there, and they need to kind of. I mean, I think they would benefit from kind of slowing down a bit and trying to get them more, kind of, I think in this country there's a better work-life balance. Where Hong Kong, I mean, I've only been on a holiday in Hong Kong, but even that feels like I'm working, So I think it's more that work-life balance, that sort of adjustment, and I think. And I think as much as they can, I mean, as we're doing tonight, I think it's good as much as they can mix with British people as well, because I think it's interesting for British people. I think it's interesting to see that kind of, that kind of a different culture as well. So.
Hi, I'm Bowie. I'm currently an artist doing some drawing and painting and some art workshop. Yeah.
So,
Thanks for inviting.
because I have a friend. She asked me if I am happy to come here today, have an interview, and show how Hong Kongers live here in the UK. Yeah. I would say it's more difficult to live in Hong Kong more than in the UK. I mean, yeah, there are something I need to settle and need to take me some time, but it's alright. A lot.
For example,
Food and conversation. Yeah, a lot I think. But I think the most difficult. I think the most different should be the food culture. Yeah, but I think I'm already very lucky to living in Manchester. I still got a lot of choice. So optimistic, right? But I think the most problem is not about the language; it's about the confidence. I think in average, actually Hong Kongers is not a is benefit. It's already is a in a benefit base more than a lot of new immigrants from other countries. Yeah, a lot of Hong Kongers will say that they are not confident of speaking English. They will also always say that I'm bad at English. But at least, guys, you have a very good foundation of English. At least you know the difference between entrance and the exit, without you really spend a lot of time on learning English. Not only in the UK, but I hope I can go everywhere I want, no matter it's my home country or other countries, which is interesting and fun. Anywhere, feeling safe.
Okay, my name's Diana Terry, and I'm really enjoying myself tonight. I joined because May Yuk is an old friend of mine, invited us kind of last minute, but I guess that's the way these things happen. I've really enjoyed it. It's been a good idea, and I've met lots of interesting people and realised that we have quite a lot in common. Only May Yuk. I probably met May Yuk about 25 years ago. So, and the people I've met tonight have been here for 5 years. So to be honest, they didn't seem that different. Very interesting, lovely people who've been a pleasure to have a conversation. I think it's a great thing, really. It kind of enriches the life of the city. And there's been a lot of Hong Kong people and people from mainland China living in Manchester for, I mean, I'm a Mancunian, they've always been here. So, as far as I was aware, they've been here a long time, probably hundreds of years. They have. Well, it's very difficult to give advice to people generally. Well, not something I generally do, but at some point you have to be in yourself. You have to become aware of the fact that you need to get out, and sometimes that means out of your own community as well. And that's very contentious thing to say, I guess.
Yeah, I'm from Hong Kong. I've been living in Manchester for almost 3 years now.
Okay. So, which part of Manchester do you live?
I live in more the western part in Worsley.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to live in Old Trafford before as well. I think I've got more work-life balance here. In Hong Kong, my work used to be really busy, where I spend lots of time working and earning for a living. But in the UK, I've got more spare time and free time to whatever I want, and yeah, I can relax myself during weekends or after work. So it's more like more freedom, and yeah, it's like a diverse country. I used to teach in Hong Kong.
Oh, you're a teacher.
Yeah, I was a teacher. Yeah, you can imagine life of a teacher was really busy, and even after work, you still have lots of work and administrative duties. So moving here in the UK, I've got more spare time, and it's like finally I've got the work-life balance here. I work in in the local authority. I work for the legal department, and mainly it's about information governance, like dealing with freedom of information, data breaches, and subject access requests, etc. I quite like the atmosphere here. I think it's more diverse and dynamic. People here are mostly kind and nice and willing to give you a helping hand. So I think, yeah, it's a friendly environment that helps us to integrate into the community and also the whole country. Yeah, of course. I mean, who doesn't? So it's quite normal, I would say, especially in the very beginning, you move to a new place that you've never been to, and new environment, new culture, like the language barrier. So, like, you must face lots of difficulties in the beginning, and I am of no exception. So, yeah, but the key is to like open yourself to new things, new environment, and just try everything and like give everything a try. And I think it will really broaden your horizon, and you really learn a lot, and you grow as well.
My name's Akua Bayunu. I am of mixed parentage. I'm half Nigerian, half Irish. Born in the UK, but lived in the South Pacific for a wee while, and I've been in Manchester for 32 years. I'm an artist. I trained as a fine artist, a degree in sculpture, and I also have a short political career. So I was an elected politician as well, briefly, very briefly. Oh, so a local councillor, it's really useful to know actually. So a local councillor helps to support the people who live in their ward. So my ward was Hugh. Um, so you go to lots of events the community puts on. You help them find funding. You support them by raising their profile. You also do something called surgeries. It's a bit like a doctor's surgery. It's called an advice surgery, and you well, I would book. People would come and they'd say, "Oh, I'm having a real problem getting repairs done at my house," or "I'm having a real problem. My neighbour is really antisocial," or the litter is piling up outside my house, or we can't. So if they have a problem that is related to the city that they live in, as a counsellor, you could give them advice, tell them where to go, who to ring up, who to email, and also you can do that for them as well. It will depend on what their background is, obviously, because their status will be different. Different people have different status. Uh, So I have, so within Hume, I have worked with Hong Kong community, but mostly that was I found because your status is much more secure, you haven't had to fight for your right to be here predominantly. I know that you have to do the whole thing about moving from right to remain to being a citizen, but at least you get an automatic right to remain. So most of the time I'm with Hong Kong community, it's been about this sort of thing. I found a lot of supporting people are very proactive. So there's a Hong Kong volunteer group in Manchester. So supporting them, giving them ideas of where they can get funding, talking to them about things like what a CIC is, for example, what the difference between a charity or a community interest company. I also run a community interest company. I was trying to remember what it stood for. I have to say, I find all racism hard to understand. So usually, there's two whys. There's why as in a political why is it's really useful to distract people from who is really making their lives tough by going, it's them. If they weren't there living in that house, getting that job, riding that car, you would have it. So instead of people going, oh, it's the government and they're making my life really difficult, they'll go, and whatever they are, it's those black people, it's those Asian people, it's those East Asian people. So that's the why I think it's fostered. Why specifically East Asian? I think there is still, we are still looking at the sort of racial stereotyping that came out around the First and Second World War. There's still there are still sort of racist tropes around, ridiculous, around things like heroin, opium dens. You don't have to go far to look at films with, Fu Manchu and all that stuff, and then you get that whole idea that this community is after white women. That's across all communities, and it might be too. So there are lots of people would have been fed what I call racist tropes, like these sort of archetypal images of what is bad about an East Asian culture. Because there are obviously advice agencies. If I was going to say, like, the Citizens Advice Bureau, you can go and get free legal help, for example. Or you can speak to your local councillor to find out. So you can go to your local authority. So whoever you pay your council tax, that will be your local authority. And you can go onto their website and you can find out who your local councillor is, and you can go to them for advice. Or there will be other advice agencies. But in terms of real help, I think it's all about building relationships. Well, there's two stages. Obviously, there's the work you're doing, which is around Hong Kong people looking after Hong Kong people and looking out for them and trusting them and trying to, if there are prejudices they bring from within your own community. I don't know if there's a classism that exists or you come from that side of Hong Kong and that side of Hong Kong and therefore we're not going to deal with you, that stuff. Get rid of that stuff. It's not going to serve you. Any of that, you're better than this person, is not going to work. So that would be a big one. Drop your prejudices and then build relationships with everyone around you. You'll find good people. You will also find bad people who will, and you just rely on your instinct. But bear in mind, your instinct will also be influenced by racial stereotyping. It's an interesting one.
I'm Annabelle, was born and raised in Hong Kong, and I moved here 4 years ago, and I've been living in Salford, with my dog. It was more why not than why, because I got the opportunity to just try out life here, and it was during the pandemic, and I think it was pretty much a pretty good option during the lockdown to explore life in another side of the world. That it's strange, new, but familiar at the same time. Right? I studied in London previously for 6 years, back in the early 2000s.
So I assume you like this country.
Yeah.
What is that made you hesitate?
I was just thinking, nowhere is
perfect, but when you say like, it's a heavy word, but I don't hate it, and I'm still exploring. So yeah, and in Manchester it's very different from London, and it's good. It's good. Is it's bad, and it's bad. It is good. So yeah. Yeah, very good question. I think at that time during the pandemic, it was an easier option because I'm not sure about the economic situation at that time, and Manchester was a comparatively more inexpensive option, and it has the second largest international airport. So I really love traveling, and I was thinking that I would hate to go to London to travel, so Manchester was an easy option. And also, a lot of Hongkongers moved to Manchester, so oh, I love it. I love it because I'm an introvert. I usually try to adapt to the environment as best as I could, but with a huge population of Hongkers, they bring in so many food options, the Korean, the Japanese, and all these retail ideas that I'm benefiting from it. Yes, yes, and I try to be well. I try to be a friend because I see myself in it sometimes, and especially when I meet older people, that reminds me of my own relatives and maybe parents. I always try to offer assistance and help to them. Not saying that I do really well, but we try to take care of each other. My advice, I'm quite sure my advice is not the best one, but I try to talk to anyone that comes in your path and be open-minded. Try not to compare, because when you start comparing, it is not going anywhere. Try to think that you're traveling in a new country and try to take it as it is. Maybe, yeah. Don't think about the food. Yes, absolutely. We were trained to compare, so the best, the fastest, the most expensive. When you any topics like from cars to beauty to jewelry, because what's the best piece? Always look for the best. It's not just us. I mean, the whole East Asia is like that. So we were brought with that. That's why we have this high pressure living, and even I myself, I try not to. But listen, I don't say I don't. I try not to. So it's hard. Yeah.
Hello, Paul. Hello. Thank you very much. So we had a great meal tonight, and thank you very much for arranging this. So can you tell us a little bit about why you decided to set up this restaurant?
We have three, including me, we have three partners to start up this Taiwanese restaurant, because we think that we would like to always want to have some place to have some communication with the society, with the community. But we always think about food with maybe a very good media to let people connect. Yeah. So and the last few years, quite a lot Hong Kong style restaurant has established, and so we want to have something different, and we got some confidence on our beef broth, so we decided to do this Taiwanese beef ramen. Yeah.
I saw you have a lot of local British customers.
Yeah, quite a lot. Yeah.
How do you feel about serving Taiwanese cuisine to local British people? I think Taiwanese cuisine is probably not something very familiar to them.
Yeah, I mean, we just got one or two Taiwanese restaurants outside London in UK.
Right.
So I mean, we're quite special. So I mean, we use some phrase to let them know more about us. We use a ramen, and maybe no Asian will call Taiwanese noodle ramen. So we just give them an influence about ramen, what ramen is. So they thanks for the recently promotion of ramen for British people. Now they get know more about noodle soup. Yeah, so I mean some of them are really good at eating noodles. They are using the chopstick really well, but some of them still don't really accept this kind of thing. So we got also fried chicken and chips. So I mean this is the start that they come to have maybe just chicken and chips, but they also got friends having ramen, having some different kind of Asian cuisine. So they try to have more conversation about this.
Okay, did you learn anything from these people?
Learn anything, yeah. I mean, they are more concerned about maybe just our customer. I don't know. Maybe someone who adventurous enough to come with to us. They know more about the Asian things than I expected. They know the relationship with Taiwan and China, and they know the situation in Hong Kong, and they just get and because our place is not only with food, we have art exhibition, we have music performance, we have different kind of show here. So we got plenty of things to talk about. We got many things to share with. So I mean, they will. For example, we have joined the Chawton Art Festival. We are in Chawton area, so they did it quite good. I think. I mean, back in Hong Kong, I always want to have some kind of like some proper estate art festival. That's what I'm trying to do in Hong Kong. Yeah, I've do one or two, but not as good as they do. But I mean they really don't judge. No matter your work is like professional or not, they just want to share. They share their music, they share their painting. So they don't consider it's good or not, professional or not. In Hong Kong, people just always think I must do thing well, do thing good to put it on an exhibition, to put it to share with people. But they don't really do it there here. But they also have some really good works, but they just don't concern about it. Yeah.
So obviously, you're running an incredible restaurant now.
Thank
but
you.
was it difficult at the beginning?
It's still difficult now. Yeah, I mean, I've talked about this to my friends always. Is the difficulty? One of it is the this split mind of serving Hong Kong or Asian style and the British style, because British people have food really different with us. So if we really want to approach them, we maybe kind of need to modify our food. But in the other way, we got Hong Kong customer, we got Taiwanese customers, we got many Asian customers. They know what Taiwan beef ramen is. They know the authentic taste is. So we try to also keep it in the authentic taste, and it's also on the promotion side. We doing bilingual is a nightmare. It's just not because the work done, but no, it also affect how the social media reaction, how people engage us. So it's always a challenge that how we balance our Asian background and our local approach.
That's very insightful. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.